Welcome back, everyone. I want to share with you some things that I feel will expose who these powers of darkness honor. And in the past, we've talked about Baal worship and how there are so many things in mainstream culture and in the statues that are in Washington, D.C., and all over the place that make it look like Baal worship never went away. And where things get interesting brings me back to something extremely powerful in the Word that was revealed to us last year as we were creating lessons for Creation Standard, and it has to do with the olive tree. Most of you by now have seen that the olive tree, the one that our Father chose to represent Israel, and the tree that new converts are being grafted into, has 46 chromosomes just like us. And chromosomes weren't discovered until recent times. And so you have some powerful things like that. But as I'm diving into this and compiling a lot of these things onto our website, I saw that in Jeremiah, the olive tree is mentioned. And this is where it gets interesting because the olive tree here represents Judah and the house of Israel because at this point they'd already split. But he says here, the Most High called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit, with the noise of a great tumult. He hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. For the Lord of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal. And so we see here in Jeremiah, the branches that were broken off represent people of Israel who sinned and worshiped Baal. This is extremely sad. After all that our Father has done for his people, they are doing these things. And the broken off olive branch represents Baal worship. Remember that, because the broken off olive branch is now extremely important in this world with symbolism, because the UN logo is literally two broken off olive branches surrounding a world map. I don't think this is random. There is something to this. And we see that they like to incorporate that everywhere. And they weren't the ones who originally had that logo. The UN came well after the powers of Rome put that on their flag. Two olive branches right there underneath the eagle. America right now, who do we have as our bird? The eagle. And so I think that the Baal worship, as we've claimed before, never went away. They are prideful in showing who they are and where they believe they came from. Those broken olive branches being repurposed. And I know this stuff gets really dark and it's easy to get caught up in everything and all the symbolism, but we need to understand we are at war right now with these people who serve these powers of darkness. Their deceptions are increasing, but as I've said before, our Father's power is not decreasing and never has. They don't stand a chance. Right now, they are prideful and parading around with all of their things that are directly connected to Baal worship. Even the White House, I found this out a few weeks ago. Look at the front door and then look at the archway of Baal that they actually had put up in D.C. for a time during one of their satanic holidays. They had this archway put up. They say it's for the sake of art. Well, why the specific replica of the archway of Baal, especially since we look at the design on it and it looks eerily similar to the front door of the White House? That's what you're seeing, a side by side comparison of these two doors, and they look not identical, but very similar, as if they had some inspiration for their design. And so this stuff is right there in our faces for a reason. We have a choice who we're going to serve. Are we going to be grafted into the olive tree that our Father knew thousands of years before science had 46 chromosomes, just like we do? Out of 73,300 other trees you could have chosen from, there's only two with that many chromosomes. The olive tree is one of them. And so his words are provably true. We have a lot of work to do. I felt like I already knew that, but he revealed that to me as we were having our meetup that was co-hosted by Candid Truth this past Sunday, and it was powerful. It was something that, even though the turnout wasn't big in number, our Father's Holy Spirit being there made it so powerful. It's definitely something that has revived all of us as we came together, because that is needed. We need to come together in these times where everyone seems to be easily divided and distracted. We need to be united and know that the creator of heaven and earth, the one that laid the foundation and made firm the heavens, is with us, guiding us, bringing us joy in the midst of persecution, and he is fighting our battles for us. Israel never had to worry about that. They didn't have to worry and about all the little details of their armor and their swords and all these different things. When he was on their side, they won every time. When they turned away from him, they lost every time. Do not turn away from the one who fights your battles for you, the one who has grafted you into the olive tree. He is the living mighty one of Israel, and him and his son will be making a return very soon. And so we need to be ready for that. These are events that are unfolding spiritually, with them preparing these unclean spirits like frogs, deceiving the kings of the earth, getting them to try to deceive as many people as they can to war against the Most High. And it's something that we're now seeing playing out. Of course, I'm sure the alien deception and the UFO files and all that will relate to that. We just have to make sure we have answers for people when these lying signs and wonders ramp up, because they are going to continue to ramp up. They're the same powers, obviously, that we have been up against for generations, and they are going to be given the ability to do these lying signs and wonders. It is going to be something that's going to deceive a lot of people, just like we have seen with the heliocentric lies and all of the false science. These lies are going to be based on those lies, and so we need to base our truth on his truth and not be shaken when these things happen, and wake up as many as we can. And so I thank you guys so much for all that you have done to help support what we are doing here. Our Father has sent us fellow helpers just in the right times, and I know he's going to do that now. And so I thank you guys for being fellow helpers of the cause as we are ready and gearing up to work and share the proof of his creation to the world. I would love for it to just be free and share it all the time. Of course, with Creation Standard, right now, that's not possible, but we do believe that all things are possible. And so we thank you for your support so that we can just put this stuff out there, compile his truth, and share it in ways that wake up the masses. And so that's it. That's what I wanted to share, just so you guys can see who we're up against, as if we didn't know. But this, I believe, is more verification and validation of the claims. And so we love you. You guys are the best. We'll see you very soon. I'm going to try to do part 3 of our series, the Flat World Proof series, here pretty soon. I appreciate your patience on that. It's going to be a good one. And so we love you, and the Father loves you. We will see you next time.